Sancho getting closer, closer. You're back again with Talk Football. Let's straight away dive into it. I'm going to invite a friend of mine, Tilina Silva, from back in the day. He's a massive United fan, just to discuss and have a little bit of fun here and there. Uh, 1 second. Hey, bro, what's
Hey,
up?
what's up? What's up?
Jack Grealish to City. Noisy neighbors making some noise.
Yeah, a little bit of a higher price tag, in my opinion. What do you
I don't
think?
know, man. I don't know, man. 70 to 80 maybe, but 100 million still worth it, bro, for Jack. He's
I don't
such
think.
he's amazing, man. He's amazing. Look at, oh Jesus, I would have loved him at Chelsea, but at the end of the day, we have enough players in Chelsea, to do that job. So we don't need a Jack Grealish, but still, man, Jack is awesome. I love Jack.
I don't think he's worth 100 million in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Specifically, because if you are gonna pay 100 million for Jack Grealish, then
Mm.
the price tag you're gonna give maybe Raheem Sterling, you know, who City were looking to offload for Harry Kane. So
They're looking to offload Raheem. I think this season. I think they're looking to offload a few players, Mahrez as well, apparently. But Jack coming in, I think, man, my God, that's gonna be intense. He's so good. He's so good. Look at what he did for Aston Villa, and just in that couple of months he was injured, right? Look at what happened to Aston Villa. He came back and they started winning. He's incredible, man. Jack is. Oh, I just simply love that.
there's no
I
denying that.
just love that dude.
No denying that. He's extremely talented. I think he does have a lot of good years in front of him, but I just don't think 100 million is the price to go, especially considering he was 70 million last season.
Mhm.
And well, I guess if you're City, then of course price is not a important factor.
Yes, but the problem here is, man, like Jack is coming into the team with that type of a price tag is with that what he has done with that done last season as well. The season before, the problem was Aston Villa was, almost in the relegation zone. Whereas this season, with what Jack did and all this stuff that he did in the team, they have simply made it so much. They, he was instrumental, and he's in a team where you have John McGinn, Ollie Watkins, and look at what he's doing for England, man. My God, Jesus, he's so good. I don't know. I don't. You're just jealous that, yeah, that City is getting Jack Grealish. That's what it is. This is what I feel.
No, no. I mean, the price tag, yes, I'm jealous that they can afford to buy players for 100 million and we can't.
Well, maybe Harry Kane comes in as well with Jack. My Jesus, can you imagine?
Might as well give them the league title next season with that
Whoa, we
kind of
won't.
money on the
We won't talk about those types of things here, bro. Not if Chelsea
account.
has something to say about it.
I wouldn't be like too sure about that. If City does get Harry Kane and Jack Grealish, that would be like a, I don't know, 250 million transfer budget. So um, I do think that if anyone is going to retain the title next season, it's going to be City.
Mm.
You know, other teams can come close. That includes United. Chelsea also will be in the top four, I think, comfortably. But looking at
The
it,
thing is, for us to like, for us as a Chelsea fan, I'm speaking, right? For me to comfortably say that we right now, without signing a single player, I could say top four guaranteed, no doubt, no problem
yeah,
at all, right?
100%.
The only person that we need to add to, compete or go win or go try and, be in that mix would be a striker. And that's it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with
That
that
is,
definitely.
and that's the thing. We won the Champions League, man, without a striker. Without a striker. And Kai is doing so well. Have you seen him at the Euros? Jesus
I
Christ,
mean,
Kai
it's
Havertz
like
is
other
just
teams
he
have
has
won the
just come
Champions League.
alive.
Other teams have won the Champions League without a striker as well. If you look at the Barcelona teams of the past, they won like two Champions Leagues, I think, without a striker. They
No,
played a
David
false
Villa
nine.
played.
They played a
David
false
Villa
nine. They
was
played in
playing,
midfield,
but
and
then you got bloody hell. You got Lionel Messi, man, one of the best players
yeah,
to
but
ever grace the pitch.
then again, then again, Messi is still there in Barcelona, and they haven't won anything in
Yes, but
Europe
that also,
since
but then
2020.
that also is like Pep. Pep tax is
Yeah,
also there. But for me, man, for me, Jackie boy he needs to go to City. He will go to City. I have this feeling that he will go to City. Apparently, a lot of people are saying now that there wasn't actually a bid as well. But
hmm
all in all, it. See, one thing people have to understand is there is no official bids that are gonna be put in. Right? It's all feelers. They would put in feelers, and I think they firmly believe that like 100 million, 90 to 100 million would get Jack Grealish to City. And that's exactly what they did with Harry Kane as well. They put in like an 85 million plus like 15 million add-ons, and if you want a player like Sterling, Jesus, or Laporte, you can get something like that. And they're testing the waters with these players, right? And bloody hell, man, if they do it, it's gonna be good. But for me, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. But like we were talking backstage as well. Remember, this is going to inflate the prices of the players as well when it
yeah,
comes to transfers. However, I believe in this, right? And people who are watching right now or watching later on this stream, I would suggest go watch the Football Terrace on YouTube, or on Facebook or on Twitch, whichever stream that you're looking watching this on. um, I will share that link about the Football Terrace. Go watch it. It's insane, man. You learn so many things as well. So I'll share that link down below, uh, on the comments. And the thing is, bro, it is coming to a stage where football is evolving, right? Football is evolving to a stage where you pay insane amounts of salaries. You pay insane, it's like basketball. Have you seen the contracts of like LeBron James and all these players, right? It
yeah.
is coming to that stage, and the first player to get that done in like transfer fees and stuff like that would be like a Jack Grealish. However, the first player to actually get it done, if it happens this season, is uh, is Erling Haaland, because half a m- it, it's gonna be a 5-year contract with his transfer fees and his salaries and everything. It's gonna be an investment close to half a billion pounds.
Yeah.
That's insane money for a 22-year-old.
Well,
But
you could say the
it
same
is
about
what it is.
Mbappe as well. Yeah. So
But then Mbappe would be leaving on a free transfer to whichever club. The only thing would then be is that Mbappe would have so much demanded for a salary,
yeah,
because they don't have to pay that upfront cost. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But
yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. But my concern would be it's going to inflate the prices so much
hmm,
that maybe a United or a Chelsea or City could afford. But what about those other teams? Leicester, who have done a fantastic job of getting into the top four. Being around
yeah,
there.
they
But
actually signed
yeah,
Patson Daka from Salzburg as well, and that's a
so
brilliant signing.
what is going to happen to those clubs who are managing within a strict budget and trying to get these players who are like almost there and then developing them?
Hmm,
What is going to happen to them? Are they going to keep going with that strategy? Because
hmm,
to be challenging for the top four in any of the leagues, yes, you need to have a good transfer strategy of a scouting network and all of that.
right.
But the important thing is players who are in other leagues. would
Yeah,
want to come to your club if you have star players. Now, for example, Jamie Vardy has been at Leicester for a long time. He has built his fame at Leicester, right?
yeah,
Players like that don't often happen. What would happen is, players like Grealish would come up and then they would leave the club. So
yeah,
how are those other clubs around the top four going to attract top talent?
yeah.
Because they can't afford
I
it.
think I look at it in a different way, right? Yes, you'll have these mega money deals happening for the big six, right? Even when I say big six, I'll exclude Arsenal and Tottenham. To be honest, even Liverpool. To be fair, they don't make big transfers. The last big transfer they did was for Virgil van Dijk, and then afterwards they tried to buy Ozan Kabak. Shit, bloody thing that was. Uh, but you know what I would say in what you said right now, clubs will try not to sign these big money players. What they will try to do is they will go for the player who is like the next big thing, right? Do you get what I
No,
mean
I
now? S-
completely understand that, but then what would happen if the whole market gets inflamed? If
Yeah,
Grealish can go for 100 million, the next
yeah.
best player can go for 70
Yeah.
million. So how is
The
Leicester
next best
going to
player
afford
would go
70
for
million?
like 50, 60. But then, however, you also have to remember like a club like Leicester could sell a NDD or a Tielemans for about 80 million as well. You know what I mean?
That's
So
yeah, that's
what they
what
will
they
be
do.
doing is they will try to get it done in like a Dortmund format. They'll buy the next best players and then develop them, and after a couple of years they'll sell them off with the big money and then buy a couple of more players with that money and do the same thing. I think that's what Arsenal is also trying to do by trying to get that guy Lokonga into the club as well. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know how long they can keep it up. For example, like to take Ajax for an example, they have
Mm.
a history of bringing players through because of the
Yeah.
fantastic academy and things like that. But on an overall sense, like I don't know how sustainable it is for clubs to do that.
We'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. But it's different. It's gonna be very interesting. You know what I mean? But for me, when I look at it, I think look at it in this way, right? Ben White to Arsenal is gonna cost them 50 million. When you look at it in that way, Jack Grealish to City for 100 million is not that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You
yeah,
look
I
at the
get.
Jadon Sancho thing, right? 120 million last season. You're getting him for how much now? 77 million pounds plus add-ons or something of that sort. Look at that saving that you did. There will always be situations like this, but mega money players, mega players like Jack, players like Sancho, Haaland, Mbappe, uh, and other Ford and Mount, Havertz, and stuff like that. They will always have like a massive transfer fee on top of them, and that's actually the cold hard truth about it. At the end of the day, it's just what it is. But it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm actually loving the whole situation. I just want it to see happen, and I just want to see what the red side of Manchester is gonna be doing afterwards. 'Cause- but one
Um,
good thing, one good thing out of all of this is that uh, Manchester United are trying to get their business done early, which
yeah,
is which is good.
no. Here's the thing: we are trying to get our business done early for one player, right? When I say we, I'm a United supporter, so I mean, we are trying to do the business. I don't understand why we don't have multiple teams working on multiple players at the same time. It's like we can only do one thing at a time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Sancho deal, yes, we are trying to get it done early, but what about the other players? We need a holding midfielder, we need the center back,
Mm,
we need a backup striker for Cavani.
yeah.
I don't know how prepared, Greenwood is to take on that role, but we need reinforcements before the preseason starts. There's no point of waiting till the last day
Mm.
We got Cavani. No
Mm.
point of waiting till last year and getting a player because the
But
manager
then,
can't do
bro,
that.
I hear rumors saying that like I was as I said, go to the football terrace, watch their streams as well. Brilliant, brilliant. I hear that like Varane wants the Manchester United thing. The only problem that they have right now with that situation is that his wage demands are a bit extreme.
Yeah. So I think that there are a couple of options in that. I don't know. Maybe Varane is number one choice, but I think
Hmm.
the second choice is also not bad. That's Pau Torres, who
Pal
is
Torres, yeah, he's good.
yeah.
I
So
like him.
I think he's quite a good defender. He
Yeah,
played
he beat
against
you
us in
guys
the
in the
final.
bloody Europa
Yeah,
League finals.
but then again,
yeah,
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. He wasn't the star of that defense. It was Raul Albiol.
Albiol.
Yeah. So I don't know if we do sign Pau Torres, whether he's going to be Lindelof 2.0 because he does have the frame of Lindelof, and he could turn out to be another Lindelof, where attackers can
I don't know,
get.
man. I kind of like Lindelof for some reason.
No, you like him because we leak goals.
yeah,
So I mean, even in the Europa League final, it was completely Lindelof's fault. He let let his marker go, and then we conceded. So I don't know how you know Pau Torres would fit into the Premier League, but I have a slight feeling he might turn out to be another Lindelof.
hmm.
For Varane, of course, I don't think that's the case. He's experienced and he's played with top defenders, playing alongside Sergio Ramos. Maybe
yeah.
if we can get Sergio Ramos, right? If we
Same,
can
but
get
then
Sergio Ramos,
that same problem comes up. The wages. Maybe United is waiting to like get rid of De Gea and a couple of more players to free up that wages, and then go for like a Varane or Ramos or some sort of like that.
yeah, but Ramos
Uh,
is on a free, right? So
yeah.
and we can easily go for Ramos because he might have the same effect Thiago Silva had on Chelsea.
Yes, but the
Chelsea
problem
got
is, bro,
beaten last season.
Ramos is gonna come. Ramos is gonna come on massive, massive wages. Whereas Silva, his wages were only £70,000 per week, which compared to Ramos is a bargain.
That's still fine. My only thing would be like, okay, are you gonna spend 60 odd million on a defender plus the wages, right? So no,
Mm,
you are at least gonna spend 20-30 million on wages on top of the 60 million that you're gonna
mm.
spend. That's a total of 90 million. Whereas you could spend maybe get Ramos on a 2-year deal for 15-20 million
For
in
some
total.
reason, I do see Ramos like in a United, type of way. I do see it. Like I,
Hmm.
I kind of get what you're saying, but like I do
Yeah.
see it. If there is a possibility of that happening, I do see like Ramos going to United than a City or anything of that sort. But Man City has been doing their bits. They're trying to get things done. Harry Kane and Grealish uh, would. And also reports are showing that Chelsea are working very, 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 very hard. And when I say very, very hard, I mean extremely to get Erling Haaland to Chelsea this season before the start of preseason as well for Dortmund. Uh, we are working very hard to get rid of some of the players who are within the Chelsea squad who are like we don't need them anymore, like the likes of like Marcus Alonso, Zappa Costa, fucking drink water. Sorry for my language. Uh,
You're gonna
and
get taken down, man.
no, no,
So
no.
if you
That's all good. That's all good. Like drink water and maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi and players like that. We're trying to get them out of the club. And Marco, the first thing is done. Like Tomori has been sold, which was the step one for it. And yesterday reports came out that Marco Van Hinkel. I forgot he was at Chelsea, to be honest. and he was sold as well to PSV. So we are making the right decisions right now to get this type of deal happening. And I believe if we do it a little bit more, I think we are almost there. We are almost there to get him. It's just that we need to free up a few, wages and stuff like that. At the
Yeah,
end
I
of the
think
day, it is a business. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
need to sell and stuff.
I think most of the clubs are trying to sell at the moment, including City,
Hmm.
who got a lot of great players on a probably
Big wages and stuff
big
as well,
wages.
isn't it?
Yeah. So there, that's one club. Then I think United are trying to offload some players. We've got players on loan everywhere. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there is a good chance that we might see a lot of departures coming soon.
Mm. I mean, I don't mind that departures need to happen anyway. So I'm hoping that the departures happen quicker, and then we can get this sorted out quickly with the Haaland situation as well. I would love him to come to Chelsea, man. If he does come, that's 150 million pound striker that we have. I hope and pray he doesn't flop. And
No, I don't think Haaland will flop. I think he can perform anywhere in any league.
he doesn't
Uh,
look like a flop, doesn't he? Oh my
yeah,
god.
but the only thing I would say is whether he would come this season. That would be the only
Hmm. The
concern
thing
there.
is, the chances of us signing this season are higher than the chances of us signing him next season, because next season there's gonna be a lot of clubs on for him because of the release clause. A lot of clubs can afford him. Then you get where I'm coming from, because right now not a lot of clubs have the money to spend on a Haaland of that type of money, right?
Yeah,
And right now, it just seems only Chelsea has that type of money to spend on a Haaland. So if we, if this is the time to get it, like get him, now is the time to go get him. I would just say go get him. I have no problems. Do what you have to do.
yeah. So um, in terms of how do you fund something like that, again I would come back to the initial question we were talking about, like
Hmm.
okay, maybe a Chelsea can go for a player like that, maybe a
Yeah.
United, maybe a City,
Hmm.
can go for a player like that. But I don't know how competitive the league is going to be in the coming years if the prices keep inflating like this. So
Bro,
for
the
example, now,
league is gonna be competitive no matter what. Just just the only thing that you have to look at is that United and Burnley game to understand,
no man, I mean
and the
it's like
Chelsea
this.
West Brom. So many
There
games.
is
It's still gonna be. It's the Premier League, man. It's never gonna drop its standards. I have that utmost
No, no,
because.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like this. Now, if you take, for example, 10 years ago, the Premier League wasn't this technical. It
Mm,
was so physical, and, the football wasn't, I would say, pretty to look at
yeah,
compared to some of the other leagues. It was competitive as well, but it wasn't good to look at. But now,
yeah,
with so many managers coming in, we see a lot of
yeah,
technical footballers coming through. People like Grealish and Raheem Sterling, who are very good on the ball. And 10 years ago, you would see players like that coming from the La Liga, players who are
yeah.
that good on the ball. So what I'm saying is, yes, it will be competitive, but I don't know whether we'll go back to that, era of ugly football.
No,
Where,
we would not go
you know,
back to that ugly football era, bro. Because if you look at it, just imagine like the Grealishes of this world. Get the Look at the managers that we have right now in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Thomas Tuchel, right? Now you got Rafa coming back. Nuno is staying. Lampard, Lampard. He's a hell for leather. He's pretty football, attacking football at his best, right? Lampard going to Crystal Palace, right? Uh, then you got Then you got the other managers like what do you call the Leeds guy? I can't remember his name exact.
Yeah,
Bielsa,
yes.
Bielsa, and so many. Like we got about six, seven, eight managers who are very, very, very. They believe it pretty football. Then you got
Yeah, that's because
Arteta,
there
who
are
is
no British
shit.
managers in there. Maybe like you got Brendan
No,
Rodgers.
Look at Graham Potter, man.
That's what I'm
Potter's
saying.
football is beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. Back in the day, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you would have one or two managers who would play great football with their teams,
Yeah.
and their teams were really successful. And for example, if you take Harry Redknapp, when he had Tottenham, that's when, Gareth Bale came up and they thrashed the living shit out of Inter. Inter was a
Hmm.
great team back in the day. Um,
I don't like Harry Redknapp, to be honest.
but he plays great football with his teams, and that's a fact, and that's there in the results as well. So player managers like that, uh,
I don't like him. I don't like him at all. You know what he
why?
said when Chelsea sacked Lampard? He said, "Is this guy who is coming in better than what they already had?" What an idiot! That's because Lampard is his godson. You know what I mean? I despise that fellow, man. I just don't like him. Looks like a pug, and I don't like him at all. I
Yeah, but
swear.
uh, I mean, looks aside, he's got the talent, of course.
Yeah.
uh, as a British manager, he's I think leagues above most people. Now, if you take somebody like Sam Allardyce, who's like
Oh
he's
my
been the
God, Big Sam is Jesus Christ.
yeah. So
Defend, 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 defend,
so that's
defend,
what I'm
defend.
saying.
That's all.
Defend and then long balls.
Yeah.
So I mean, that kind of football is what we saw 10, 15 years
Mm.
ago from pretty much
Mourinho
all
did
the
it
teams.
best as well. He won leagues with that football.
No, but Mourinho had some style to it.
Oh yes,
He
yes.
would defend and then he would play on the counter, not long ball
Yeah.
football. So uh, that's where I think the initial change started taking place when
Hmm.
Mourinho came in, and then more technical managers started coming in.
Yeah. I think it's actually Arsene Wenger deserves a lot of credit there
Yeah,
as well, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, with his one-touch football and things like
Mm.
that. You know,
But
uh,
Arsenal used to play some beautiful football. Man remembers the days.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, that was. I mean, when
Look.
Arsenal used to play United, I used to dread it because I knew there was a Thierry only goal coming,
Yeah.
somewhere towards the
You
end
just
of the
you
night.
just know that it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? At
Yeah,
some point, it's gonna happen. And the thing is, you still have those now new British managers who are coming through. Scott Parker, for an example, Graham Potter. The beautiful football. Look at how Fulham play. They play really nice football, and reports are saying that he left Fulham. Graham Potter is still there, so the league will still be competitive no matter what. The thing is, because we have so many competitions during the league. For an example, like you got the FA Cup, you got the Carabao Cup. I don't know whatever it is called now. It's so many bloody names. You know what I mean? And then you got the Premier League itself. Then you got the Champions Leagues. The other league, others have the Europa League, and some have the Conference League. Uh, the abundance of games and stuff like that, people will have to rotate. You know what I mean? So it will still be competitive going forward, but it will be a much more beautiful league to watch because you got all these players, all these managers who like to play more attacking and much more better football. Not
yeah, that's
you
true.
know
I mean, that's evolution,
defend for life and kick
yeah,
it over the bloody
yeah.
defense.
So my concern is coming from, um, of course, this is happening because there's more funds coming into the league.
Hmm.
So because of that, clubs are able to improve their training facilities and
Yeah,
all that.
and bro,
But
you have to also realize TV companies, they are also gonna be pumping in a lot more money to the other clubs as well, and more subscription based companies are selling these football what do you call football matches as well. So the smaller clubs will still get a lot of money where they can still be very competitive in buying players. Like you know Dortmund, if they get 150 million plus they get a 70 or something odd million for Sancho, they could go and try and get that guy Isak. Isak from the Switzerland team. I don't like him. Uh, they could go get him uh, back for 60 odd million, and that is somewhere he's something to do with his release clause, and then they can come and get a Callum Hudson-Odoi, and maybe a couple of years later they can sell that guy Jude Bellingham for another 100 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean Dortmund can do that, but because Dortmund is in the top of the league, in Bundesliga anyway. There's
Mm.
like three good teams in 3 or 4 good teams in the Bundesliga. So I mean
Yeah,
it's possible. So without a doubt, Dortmund can do that.
yeah.
Um,
And
now,
Leicester does the same thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and like you mentioned, the subscription services that's gonna pave the way for these things like the Super League and all that. Here's the thing: I don't think it's such a bad concept, the Super League. It's just that they
Mm.
tried to mess with it in the
Yeah,
wrong
they
way.
they just
When
didn't have a proper plan to do
Yeah,
it. It is gonna happen, man. It is gonna happen. It
it is
is
gonna happen.
inevitable. It is inevitable that it's gonna happen. But maybe the next time they come, they're gonna come with a better plan.
Yeah,
It's not like UEFA is so good. You know what I mean? They're not like the
yeah,
best. They could have moved the Champions League final to England. What they did was because some number of delegates weren't allowed by the UK government, they moved it to Portugal.
yeah,
What? Keep it in England. Two
yeah.
British teams playing. What's wrong with it? You know?
I
But
mean, I completely get that.
it's stupid. Or move it to Australia so I can go watch it. To be you know you know what I mean. So it is what it is, like, but for me, man, it's looking so interesting. But Jadon Sancho coming into United, you must be a happy man.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Sancho coming in. I mean, that left and right wing combination between Rashford and Sancho is going to be extremely dangerous. So I'm
Mm,
looking forward to that. But here's the thing: Cavani can't play every game to
yeah.
put those assists or crosses into the back of the net. We are going to need some backup on that end, and then we are going to need somebody in midfield because Fred and Mr. McSauce,
McFred.
yeah, are not
McFred. Shit.
cut it. McTominay, maybe he has some good qualities. He was the best player,
Mm,
I think, in the Europa League final as well. So
mm,
him, but Fred, not so much. So we need somebody on that end to cover the midfield, and
mm.
also somebody for Harry Maguire to partner with.
Yeah, I think it would work out fine. I think it should be okay for now. I think Manchester United will have better things happening for them in the future. But the good thing is you have to take it as a positive. Things are looking up right now. Things have been done quicker compared to when Woodward was doing the transfers. I think Fletcher and Motor, they deserve a lot of credit for all of this, to be honest. And even you had to credit Arsenal for what they're doing right now. They are trying to get their deals done quickly. They're trying to get Ben White's deal done fast, uh, and they're trying to get that Lokonga deal sorted out as well just before July, which is very very good, and that's what they need to do. They need to start doing these things to win back the trust from the fans, because people don't trust them at all. I'm pretty sure you doesn't matter if they sign Kylian Mbappe tomorrow and Sancho and everybody else to Manchester United, you would still trust the Glazers. You would still be Glazer out as you were for
Yeah,
all this time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But then you would still have that little bit of complacency, or what, how would I say it? A little bit of, you would say, they tried to do something. They're
yeah.
trying to do
I
something
mean, it's
good.
not like they didn't try to do anything as well. I mean, I'm
Mm.
playing devil's advocate over here, but if you look at it, I mean, we signed a lot of players for maybe too much of money.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the problem, right? It's
I'm
not like
telling you
United
that.
is a club where they can't sign any of these players, man. They could go for all of these players in one season. United makes that much of
I'm
money.
It's
It's
just that we don't need
incredible.
bad players. That's the
Yeah,
problem. For example,
yeah,
50 million on Fred.
the-
Like, what is that?
yeah,
We got Bruno for 50. I
yeah.
mean,
And
fine
then
terms, but then again, but yeah,
yeah,
you
but
know,
Bruno is Bruno.
yeah. So
And
I mean,
and then
50 million on
Maguire
Fred.
for some, my God, astronomical fee, isn't it?
Yeah, Maguire for 80 is anyway.
Yeah.
And then we
All
got
right.
Paul Pogba for 90. So maybe you can argue
No,
for
Paul
that.
Pogba, you got to pay that
Yeah.
much.
So maybe you can argue
He's
for
that
that.
type of a player.
But I mean, most of those players that we got didn't quite work out because we spent a lot of money. Even
Yeah.
during, I think this all started because of LVG, right? He came
Mm.
in and he sold some of the good players and he brought in some average players,
Yeah, but the
people.
thing was, they didn't give what LVG actually wanted as well. So I think like the main issue what I see was they bought they bought the players that they bought for a lot more than they're actually worth, and they sold the players that they sold for much less than they actually are supposed to be sold. And
Yeah,
United ended up in debt, and now they can't go for multiple players who are worth a lot of money. You get what I mean?
yeah, I get what you mean, but also, I mean, look at the players that LVG signed. Those are
Mm,
100% the players he wanted. He got Dipe, who was not in his
yeah.
peak. He was horrible for
Mm,
United. Um, and then we got Daily Blind, who was
mm,
okay, versatile but okay. We got
mm.
Schweinsteiger, who was past his prime towards the end of
Yeah,
his
over the
career.
hill, isn't it?
Uh,
Over the hill.
we got Di Maria for 60 million or so,
Yeah,
who didn't want Villa
United
in the first
spent
place.
a lot of money, isn't it? My
Yeah.
God.
So
But
and then
it is what it is, man.
we got rid of so many good players. We got rid of Van Persie. I don't know why we did that. Van Persie
Yeah.
was a great forward, and most of our defenders left, and they lost their form. And I mean, after that, I mean the damage has been done.
Mm.
It's not gonna be easy. So I I'm happy where we are now, but I don't think we should go and spend another 50 million on another Fred or another Lindelof.
I don't think it will happen. I don't think it will happen. I think these guys they know what they're doing, and I think that they will do a great job for United as well. Do you how long how far do you think a Premier League title or a Champions League title is for you guys?
I would say in the next 2 years, next season, if City, mess up very badly, definitely I think it
Oh
will be
yeah,
between
oh you're that
Chelsea and
optimistic of
no. I'm not
getting
saying that. I'm saying, see, 100%. I'm saying City are the odds-on favorites, right?
yeah.
Odds-on favorites. But if they mess up, if they have a bad season, I'm gonna say it's between City and United and Chelsea, the
Yeah,
title.
fair enough. Fair enough. Certainly could agree because United ended up second, and they're adding on to that same team.
And
Who is
don't forget, I mean, this is only based on if City have a bad season, right?
I, I I don't know, man. I certainly have that. I certainly
See,
have a
it's like
feeling
this.
that
It's like
Chelsea is
this.
gonna do
City,
bits next season for some reason. I have that feeling that Chelsea is gonna do bits like
yeah, but it's
absolute
like this.
bits. But I'm
Pep
gonna
might
say
not.
the same thing with
Pep
with
might not beat
United.
Tuchel, right? Pep might not beat Tuchel in the two games in the season. Pep
Yeah.
might not beat Oli, but he'll
Mm.
beat everyone else.
Everyone else.
He'll beat
That's
shit
that.
out of everyone else, and then
That's
he'll
the
get the title.
problem. You know, that's the problem. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like Pep, whatever said and done, I think Liverpool is gonna be back next season as well. I think they're gonna be back with a bang. I think they need to be back next season as well because they had a pretty average season this past season. But they need to start buying players because come December, AFCON is starting. They're gonna lose Mohamed Salah. They're gonna lose Sadio Mane. and most of their African players, which is gonna be bad. So they need some replacement because Jota and Firmino, you heard the defensive striker Firmino. You know what I mean? So they need to do something with regards to it soon. But at the end of the day, man, I look at it in that sort of way, saying that it's gonna be between City, United, and Chelsea and Liverpool next season. And maybe that to throw in a little bit of a spanner, I would say Leicester would be there as well because they're brilliant at what they do. And I would say uh, maybe Arsenal might try to do something. Tottenham
I
is
think
gonna be
Arsenal will get
completely
to
out of.
Europe, maybe not top
Mm,
four, but
mm,
Europe definitely.
yeah, but you know what I want to do? I want to do something like a fantasy Premier League thing with you guys as well. Like one day, like before the season starts, that's gonna be
Let's do
pretty
it.
cool. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
But
We'll get people involved,
mm,
and I think we can share the link to the league once we created it, right?
yeah. And also, you know what we should do? Like we should do. We should do like a play, like a predictor, like for the quarters and so on of the Euros as well. If you're up for it, like next Friday or something of that sort, Friday or Saturday, we'll do like a predictor for the Euros as well, and we'll see how it goes, man. Then we will have more to talk about the transfers on Sunday as well, next Sunday, just to see what's happening. On Because we'll have more information of what happened with Grealish, how close is Sancho. For your sake and for all the United fans' sake,
And
I hope
also,
that thing happens.
yeah, and also, especially since we are in the knockouts at the Euros, so we'll
Mm.
start seeing more teams get eliminated. And once they do get eliminated, they'll make way for transfers because I think most of
Yep.
the transfers are being held up because they don't want to announce it because of the
Yeah.
international duties. So as
Mm.
teams get eliminated, we'll start seeing more transfers, and we'll have more to talk about next week.
Yeah. And also, bro, who do you think Euros? Who are you backing?
England, man, England.
Wow. I'm
Come on,
actually
man.
back in Germany for some reason, but I like Germany. I love Germany
You
from
can say whatever
from
you are
those
backing
days.
Germany because of the players that are in Chelsea, but
No, I
you
used
can
to back. I always the one of the reasons why I actually started following Chelsea was because of a German player. I don't know whether you remember Mikael Ballack.
yeah, I do
I
remember.
loved him so much, man. And the first soccer game, the thing like the first football thing that I started to watch actively was like the World Cup where he was the Germany captain, and it was Germany versus Brazil in the final, and freaking Ronaldinho and Ronaldo turned up the heat, and they just
Yeah.
simply simply did what they had to do.
I mean, if you think back to the Chelsea team back in the day, that was a fire team. I mean, they had
Oh,
Balak, they had Deco, they had I think Shevchenko.
Shevchenko, they had
Who else?
d-
Uh, I think
they got
Maluda came in a
Alex,
little later.
yeah, Maluda,
Ashley Cole,
Drogba, Ashley Cole. Then you got Ricardo
then
Carvalho, and
Carvalho. Czech is in prime
Czech
somewhere.
was in goal, and I can't remember. There was this Italian or Spanish striker that we had. I can't remember his name. It was either crap. I can't. His name doesn't come to mind, but he was also then no, Zola was
I think
just
it was
before that.
Argentine, right? I can't. Yeah, Argentinian guy.
Yes. Argentinian. He was so good, man.
Yeah,
But that was a fire team, man. And then you got Lampard in the middle as well.
yeah.
Got
Luke
Makalele.
Cole. Luke
Makalele.
Cole
You
was playing
can't.
on the wings.
Yeah. Good Johnson. Iron Robin.
Robin,
Ah,
yeah, Robin was.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a good team.
Yeah. I think you got Damien Duff, who played well.
Yeah,
And
I think I don't know whether all of those players played in the 2008 Champions League final with United, but definitely those were the best two teams in Europe. It could have gone either way.
yeah.
It did go to
100%.
50-50 in penalties. Uh,
And then John
penalty.
Terry did
If
what he
it's
had to
penalties,
do.
then it's. these are two of the best teams, then
Mm.
you know it could be either way. So definitely two of the
Yeah.
best teams around.
It is what it is, man. So I think we had a good conversation for our first live
Absolutely.
stream. 45 minutes went by, didn't even feel it, to be honest. I hope everybody who is watching now and who is actually watching it later on find it as well, find the same way. So a little of admin before we close down the stream. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We are on Twitch as well. Please follow us on Twitch as well. All your support and your likes and your comments motivate us to do this further. We want to take this up to a next level as well. I hope you guys would be with us along the journey. More new things, better things to come from us as well. Hopefully, more people will join us on the stream, and we can have them all to chat, chat together, and have our own opinions and just random stuff. Just fans being fans, you know what I mean? So hopefully everything would be good. And man, Tilna, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming on, man.
My pleasure. Can't wait to do this again. If we
Yeah.
have more to talk about next week,
Exactly,
look
exactly.
forward to it.
So next week we will do this again. I think we'll just iron out a time and we'll get this sorted out. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. Thank you once again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and your likes and your comments. I appreciate it quite a lot. Just keep them coming and share it on your socials as well. More the merrier. And for until we meet next time. Thank you. Goodbye.